queen is here to stay. Do weight loss in your own way. Just watch the carbs that intake. Throw that processed food away. Yeah, yeah. Get low, get low, get low. Get low. On the carbs, on the carbs. Get high, get high, get high.
Hey guys.
Take the protein to the sky. Yeah, get low, 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 get low.
Hi everyone, how are you? How is your day? And how has your week been? Hey Mia, hey my weight loss journey with Keto Granny. Hey L. Lewis. How's everybody doing? I hope y'all had a good week. Mia, great to see you back. I was like, where did you go? So it's definitely great to see you back. You've got to, are you on Instagram, Mia, or Facebook? Because I couldn't find you. Well, I know what happened with your channel. You had a great week, Keto Granny? That's wonderful. I'm glad. And, but I couldn't get an email address. Remember I said I was going to email you, Mia? So I need an email address. But I'm glad you had a great week, Keto Granny. I enjoyed your interview last week with Roots and Essentials Oils. It was good. It was really good and informative. Are you interviewing somebody this week? I gotta wake up, y'all. I took my injection yesterday, so I'm a little blah. But we're going to talk about 12.5, and I'm going to do my video. I'll push out my injection 42, week 42. I'll push that out tomorrow. And I got to get a battery for my my scale. It needs to do batteries. So yeah, that's what I have to do today because I'll weigh myself tomorrow. So I hope you, Lewis, did you have a good week? Mia, did you have a good week? I hope everybody's had a good week. Oh, thank you so much. Listen, I was like, I have to do this before the clock strikes 12. I was so tired. And my knee had been bothering me so bad this week. And I really didn't understand. I was like, what have I done? And I was like, maybe it's working out that has caused that. But admittedly, I had ate some pork skins. I bought a bag of pork skins. Now, I don't eat pork a lot, even though I'm going to fry some low sodium pork bacon this morning. I just had a craving for bacon, so I bought a pack. So I'm going to finish it out if the girls haven't already done so. But I did buy some pork skins, trying not to buy chips. And I ate them over 3 days, which was good. That was actually good for me because I could eat a bag of chips, pork skins, Fritos. I could eat a bag in a day, maximum 2. So for me to extend that over 3 days, that was the good news. The bad news was the inflammation from the salt, yada, yada, yada. That had my knees jacked up, okay? And so, of course, I've been drinking water. When I'm home, I don't drink as much water as I should. I say that all the time. But I was intentional yesterday about getting my water in. So I feel better today, you know, but yeah, my knee, particularly my right one, which is not the usual knee that gives me problems, but yeah, it was really bothering me. Pork skins, yeah. You know what, Keto Granny? You know, when you stop eating something, because as long as I was eating pork, as long as I was eating, you know, beef on the regular, chicken on the regular, as long as I was eating those things, I was fine. But when I stopped eating them and then I tried to start back, I immediately noticed the difference in my body when I started back. So I sometimes feel like, you know, last year when I stopped eating meat, I should have just continued. But the problem was getting that protein in. So that's what happens. Your body definitely knows the difference and reacts to it. Previously, my body had been functioning and dealing with whatever sodium, chemicals, or whatever comes with the food that I'm eating. But when you make a conscious effort to stop eating for whatever reason and then you pick it back up, you do notice the difference. And so that's kind of what happened. Doesn't mean that I mean, I would love a good pork chop. That's why I did the turkey chops, because that was a great substitute for pork chops. But yeah, between the low sodium bacon, I guess, and the pork skins, it just, I was, I was very, very stiff and swollen in my knees. Mia says, okay, oh, let's see. You said you heard they're doing a study with trizepatide and osteoarthritis pain of the knee. Yeah, I haven't had any surgery. It's primarily, believe it or not, in my left knee. Um, but they refused a few years ago. They wouldn't do it. I'm sure I could have found somebody to do it, but they were like, the stats are showing that, you know, people who get knee surgery who are obese don't really improve. Sometimes it makes it worse. So they wouldn't do it. They were like, we need you to lose more weight or lose weight, you know. So I haven't really made a big issue about it, especially since I'm losing weight. The pressure off my knees is much better than it was, much better. And so I figure if I keep losing weight, then, you know, it'll take some of that pressure, because that's, you know, that's part of the problem. The lost cartilage and the pressure. It comes with age. So I'm going to get me some coffee, and then we're going to talk about these Sola Bagels. I bought these before, and I had one this week, and I couldn't finish it. You know, I'm not eating as much, nowhere near as much bread as I used to. So that's good. But my taste buds are definitely changing. The only thing my taste buds are not changing for is junk. And that's sad. That is sad. And I need to start drinking tea more than coffee. The nurse practitioner said I should only have coffee a maximum of 3 times a week. And I haven't really been sticking to that this week. Have not. Because you know, that's to wake me up in the morning. I make my own latte. So I put a little bit of Nestle's in there. And this is the salted caramel skinny syrup. And then the caramel macchiato, sugar-free, 0 sugar. Yeah, I'm trying to get that exercise in. Trying to make it a habit. Now, when the time changes tonight, if I'm correct, we gain an hour, right? Spring ahead, fall back. So when it's 2 a.m., the time will change to 1 a.m. That's going to be so great, especially for me being a night owl. So when I go to bed and wake up, it'll be, I can actually begin to walk. I'm going to figure it out. Because it doesn't start to get light here until about 7:10, literally. Let's see. Oh, okay, let's see. Very low carb. You said your surgery helped you so much. Yeah, I've known a few people that have had knee surgeries. Some good and some not so good. So I'm still on the fence. I'm still on the fence. First of all, I gotta lose enough weight for them to decide they even want to do it. By then, if I'm feeling good enough, knee wise, I'll just be like, forget it. Some people get surgery for everything, every little thing, every big thing, and that's great. But some people don't like, to get surgery or get things fixed. And I'm not suggesting that person likes surgery that does that. I don't know. I'm old school, I'm whatever. I just don't. If I get surgery, it's a must or an act of desperation. All right, let's see. Yeah. Oh, it's in phase 1 for knee and back pain. Okay. I have to look that up. I recently looked up some Eli studies for just the GLP-1 in general. But that's a commitment. That's a commitment, and my plate is kind of full. Nikki, good morning. Calamity Jane, good morning. I'm going to try not to miss anything in the chat. Countess of Shopping was talking about it during her show this week. Oh, okay. Yeah, the Zepbound has helped. I know Manjaro has helped me in my knees, and I'm just getting started. Yep, that's a wonderful thing. I mean, listen, you said you lost 150 pounds, correct? So that's going to improve in many areas, period. Don't forget to type in Get Low if you want to share your channel for those who may come in later or watch the replay. Good morning. Yes, getting your day started. And you have a busy day. I saw that. Getting started. That's a busy day. The chickens. Ooh, nothing like a good cup of coffee. Mia says, oh, wow. You work for a knee replacement company. Wow. Nikki is saying, good morning. How are you, Nikki? I hope you had a good week. You had some throwback gardening pictures. I'm going to have to go see. Okay, everybody's saying good morning. So Let's see. Mia says, at my job, we make the metal replacement needs and other plastic pieces. Okay, that's cool. So I've tried, like I said, these Sola Bagels before. I'm going to tell y'all, I am almost like over food in general. It is very difficult to come up with healthy, wholesome food ideas and prepare it with a level of excellence or perfection when it comes to flavor every day. I try, don't get me wrong, I do try, but sometimes I miss. And then on 12.5, my appetite is not, it's not even so much about being full, it's an appetite shift. My appetite has shifted and my taste buds have shifted. I'm going to talk about that Wednesday. Um, but yeah, it's just, I'm not hungry. And so this is the problem with me. Because I'm not hungry, but because I'm used to mindless eating and snacking, and I'm just keeping it real, it's easier for me to snack than it is to eat. And that's kind of bad, so I've got to figure that out. I try to keep a healthy snack around. I'm always buying the tangerines. I'll keep one or two in my purse, keep one or two upstairs on my desk. I try to keep those around for when I'm hungry. I chew gum relentlessly. Like, I could go through a pack of gum in one day. So I'm trying to find ways to curtail my snacking. I did buy some Honey Nut Cheerios because they're high in fiber. They're also a little high in carbs, but I bought some of them to use as a snack. It could be a breakfast or a snack. I'm not crazy about milk, so I just eat it dry. So that's the dilemma I'm in. Like I made, and you'll see that in my video Sunday, I made one of these. I made bacon and I made eggs. And I ate the bacon, of course. I ate half of one of these. Just scratching my nose. I ate half of one of these, and I didn't even eat all my eggs. I was surprised because I really like eggs. Let's see what the ingredients are in this. Let's see. Hey, Arjurine, how are you? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm going to go back and see. I might have looked at it, but I'm going to go back and see again. Nikki, you're cooking for your party? Listen, sometimes that's what grown folks do. I get it. You having a party, Nikki? Because family, I'm not cooking everything, but there are things they want. Yeah, that happens. Try high fiber, high protein snacks. Pick blueberries, raspberries, or blackberries, or chicken or turkey jerky. Now, turkey is what I've been trying to stick with as far as a protein. I'm going to have to give turkey jerky a try. And it's so crazy because when I was young, those Slim Jims, and I've said this before, I used to love Slim Jims. Love them. But I do have to watch the sodium intake on stuff because that's what's affecting my joints. That's sodium. I'm going to have to give it a try. And I have to get delivered. I have to, get out of the habit. I'm a sweet, salty snacker. Now, I bought True Fruit raspberries because it's got chocolate. It's not bad. It's really not bad on the carb end. And so I do have apples also. I try to buy fruit that I can tolerate. I love grapes. Grapes are not the best fruit for a diet or low carbs, but yeah, I love grapes. I love the tangerines. I'll buy the apples so that I can, like I say, some type of fruit that I can tolerate. Blueberries, they're not sweet. They're good for you. They're absolutely good for you. They're kind of bland to me. All right, let's see. Let's see what I missed. Oh, okay. Turkey, yes. That's what I'm trying to stick with. Everybody's saying good morning. Yeah. Watch the salt for that jerky. Absolutely. Everybody's speaking. Okay, Archer Farms has turkey jerky. Okay. I'm gonna check that out. I just went to Sam's Club, but I went to pick up water. Um, and grass-fed finished beef sticks. Okay, for snacks. Turkey is high in protein. I eat more of it now. Yes, yes. And even the smoked turkey. Yeah, berries, though, I know those blueberries are high in fiber and ground flax with Greek yogurt with protein powder mixed in. Okay. Yeah, that's another conversation too. Flax seeds versus chia seeds. Because some people put the flax seeds or the ground flax seed on everything, because it's tasteless and it's a filler like for fiber. And I've heard that it helps with the weight loss. So I bought chia seeds. I'm not sure which one or if they both do the same thing. So I'm gonna have to check into that. Not less JC, you've got the take on that. Flax seeds versus chia seeds. Costco has turkey jerky in different flavors. You get the chunks. All right, y'all gonna have me going out today trying to get some. I use frozen strawberries and blueberries in my smoothie. Yeah, I have. I bought something. I was gonna try to do smoothies. My knee is better, but I'm not 100% sure if I bought this or my daughter. This is an energy boost. Have y'all ever seen, or I'm sure you've seen it. Have you ever tried this one? It has mandarin oranges, spinach, apple, grapes, and bananas for a smoothie. All natural flavor, no sugar. So this is something I could try. Like I said, I'm not sure who bought it. Okay, you could use water, milk, or juice. 8 ounces of water, milk, or juice. So I'll be working on this for next week because I did intermittent fasting the first couple of days of this week because I was really trying to reset my body, and it worked. Now, I don't know if it worked scale-wise, but hold on. But it worked as far as regulating my body is concerned. So I'm going to get back to that this week. Somebody said coffee isn't good for, I forgot what they said, but it's not apparently not good for, like if you're doing intermittent fasting. I don't know. There's so much stuff out there of what's good and what isn't good. But this bagel was kind of chewy. This is now I had these before, the raisin ones, and they were good. Admittedly, they were good. I was like, let me try the Everything Bagel, but maybe they were good because they got that little sweetness. Now, y'all know it has 15 grams of protein, 140 calories, 0 sugar, 36 carbs, but it also has 30 grams of dietary fiber, so it's 6 net carbs. Now, this is my problem. Okay, let's see. It's got modified wheat starch, water wheat, gluten, seed blend, golden flaxseed, brown flaxseed, chia seeds, agave fiber wheat protein, yeast, contains 2% or less of each of the following: avocado oil, cultured wheat flour, onion, natural flavor. What's that? Oat fiber, garlic, citrus fiber, salt flaxseed fiber, vegetable fiber, fiber blend, pea potato, potato dextrin, psyllium husk, bamboo, flaxseed, guar gum, citric acid, some other kind of acid. So it's got a lot of stuff in it, guys. A lot. That's what I try to watch when I'm buying like dietary products, especially now since I know, the regulation of anything like that, supplemental foods, is different. Okay, Calamity Jane says chia is higher in fiber, but both are good. I have been doing the ground version of both. Okay. Yeah, I've got the regular, and somebody said, my daughter was saying that the ground version is better because the little shells sometimes are hard to absorb. But yeah. Okay, let's see. Lewis, I treat myself to three a week of jerk due to the sodium. Okay, that makes sense. To 3 a week. Yeah, that sodium is a real thing. Let's see. You use both the chia mostly. Okay. Chia has the higher fiber. Fiber slows digestion and you can subtract from total carbs. Absolutely. Yes. That's why I always say, Keto Granny, look, you've already lost 100 pounds pre-GLP-1, and you already do the stuff that needs to be done. Barley recipes to your meal plan. Okay, barley. What does barley do, JC? Let's see. Jack Link's is my turkey jerky go-to because the other brands don't taste good to me. Oh, okay. You don't want it all sugary. I'm just going to have to try one. Oh, barley is the GLP of the grain community. Cool. Okay. All right. Let's see. We need to invite these ladies in the chat on behind the scenes to talk about fiber. Absolutely. Absolutely. Traveling T, good morning. So glad to have you in the building. Everybody is speaking. Yes, that intermittent fasting. Now, in the beginning, on the GLP-1, it's like, don't do that. Eat your, make sure you get your protein in. You have to eat 3 meals a day, whether or not you're hungry. And I was doing that, and I was feeling stuffed completely. And probably one of the reasons why I was on a 2.5 for so long, because you're eating, your digestion is slowing down, so you're feeling stuffed, And because your digestion system has slowed down, it's not really going anywhere. So you're miserable. But when I do that, if I do a minimum of 16 hours between my last meal and my first meal the next day, that helps me big time. Mind you, I am taking a fiber pill. No, I'm taking a what is that? Stool softener, a gentle laxative, just one a day, and Activia. I bought the Activia shakes this time, not the yogurt. So I'm taking one of those, okay? And that, along with the intermittent fasting, yes. Now, I didn't do intermittent fasting on Thursday. And so everything has stopped. Everything has stopped. Just depends on who's moving stuff around in here. Oh yeah, and I got my ginger too. I didn't take that yesterday, but I'm gonna drink some today. My ginger and pineapple. So this is my Activia probiotics. Kendi tells me I'm too far back. I gotta figure something out. Gotta do a dual screen. I have to practice that one day. And then I have my juice. All right, let's get to it. This is, so it's got a lot of stuff in it, but I probably will like it better if I just put butter. I have the cream cheese out, and I do love cream cheese. I don't know. I'm telling you, my taste buds, my appetite is definitely changing. So I'm gonna toast that and make some bacon maybe. For my protein, well that has protein too, but still. So, like I said, I was going to make me some bacon, but the bacon is gone. If it says low sodium bacon, does that mean it's for you? No. But in this house, people don't care. Let me just check one more time before I move into accusations. But I know where I put it. I try to keep a little thing in here with my stuff in it, a container. And no. 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 So I'll put in the group chat. Who ate my bacon? All right, so I'm going to, oh, it's burning a little bit. I'm going to turn this over put it on a little lower because I need it to have a crispy, crunchy type texture. Let's see. Yes, intermittent fasting definitely helps me. So even if I only do it a couple days a week, but we'll see. Yes, helps you a lot. Yeah, and then when you did that keto granny, when you did that alternate day fasting, that was good. It takes willpower. The alternate day fasting, I watched you. But I've seen that on different channels. That works for a lot of people. Not in the GLP-1 community, just people who were doing it. Yes, Mia says fiber is very important. Auntie Mama is in the building. Good morning. How are you? So glad to see you. Oh, I'm way up in the chat. Let me go back up here and see. Sometimes when I'm in people's lives, I'm like, whoa, they're way up in the chat. Okay, I eat fiber-filled gummy candy because it has to have either protein or fiber or both for me to use it. Yeah, Miss Toy says she does the same thing. She does the same thing. Yeah, I don't eat a lot of bread either. Let's cornbread. You know, with some beans. But yeah, I have cut back tremendously. If I'm making a sandwich, I might have some bread. So I'm gonna put some butter on it first. Don't judge me. Y'all know when you used to eat the baked potato, you put butter and sour cream, same thing, right? I'm gonna put cream cheese on one side because I don't want to put it on both and then don't eat it. It should have been one that was open unless somebody used it. You never know around here. You just never know. You never know. That's a lot. Okay, let's see. Blessed be the name of the Lord. It's okay. I'm glad I only put it on half. It's okay. I want to hear what Miss Toy says, because she just bought some, and I want to know if she likes them. You know, if you're really a big bagel person, then I guess so. And even when I do eat bread, I try to eat some bread that's high in fiber or wheat. I bought that keto bread, which I gave it to Lorna because I didn't like it. It was horrible. It was too big. It was thick. Let me show y'all. Hold on. Yeah. Lorna has been killing this bread. She liked it. She loved it. All right, you can have it. It's got 22 grams of protein, and it's made by Nature's Own. It doesn't have a super amount of ingredients. And these are the lower ends. But look how thick this bread is, y'all. That bread is mad thick, okay? Mad thick. And the middle pieces were thicker than that. Granny, have you used this bread? I want to try that cornbread you made. Granny made some keto cornbread. And it looked good. And it looked like it held together. I was like, okay, I'm going to have to try this. I'm going to have to try it. Let's see. Mia says, I drink Olipop because it has fiber in it. Now that's intentional. That is very intentional. She said, I like that. Every choice I make has a health benefit. That's good. That's a t-shirt. I found it. Every choice I make has a health benefit. Very intentional. Come on in, Auntie Mama. Okay, somebody's asking you, Mia, which flavors are good. I've never heard of that, Olipop. Olipop has fiber. Okay. Great, great. Mia says the pop flavors don't taste like what you think. You would like it. It's different, so you just need to taste them with an open mind. I love peaches and cream, crisp apple, cream soda, and frozen blueberries in it. So it's a drink. All right, it's a drink, Olipop. I'm gonna have to look it up. They have 5 to 9 grams of fiber in each can. Oh, okay. Okay, let's see. I'm running over here now. Oh, okay. I've seen that can, the Olipop. Yes. Prebiotic soda. Okay, I'm going to give it a try, Mia. I'm definitely going to give it a try. Keto Granny says, JC, question. Do you track what you eat? Yes. I know it's a bit mixed who tracks and who doesn't. I don't track every day, but we eat leftovers, so I know day to day what my meals are. Yes, I do track. I track on my Fitness Pal, be it good, bad, or indifferent. Sometimes I might forget, and then I have to go back and put in what I've eaten. And sometimes I'll just put in like one thing I've eaten just to, make sure that it keeps going. But since I started this GLP-1 journey, I have been tracking on my Fitness Pal. And so you probably can't even see that. Over in the corner here, how could I show y'all that? It says 305 days. That's how long I've been tracking. Because come January, it'll be my year. I've got 60 more days before I will have been on the GLP-1 for a year. So I have been tracking intentionally because I wanted to see how much progress I've made. And I really, like I said before, I wanted to see if it works for me because it had been working for everyone else. Not even necessarily to compare, but I mean, if you're out there and you're getting the data and you see, well, this this seems to be something that's working. Let me try it. So, but I'm so glad to hear, like I was watching Losing It Grace, and she was talking about, first she was talking about some comments. You know, you really can't, me. And I don't really have negative comments, but you really can't pay attention to, you know, people hiding behind a phone or a laptop to give out negative comments to people who are trying to lose weight or on any channel. So, you know, you just can't pay it any mind. But she was talking about, I think she said she gained a couple pounds. And, you know, like I said, this community is really good, and it offers a lot of support, whether you're on GLP-1 or not. If you are on a weight loss journey, it hands down offers a lot of support. And Auntie Mama and I can tell you, we've been in these streets for a minute and in and out of a lot of groups, okay? So this has been one of the best groups for support for what's going on. And so I say that because also I was watching Alonda, who had said she had been in a stall for 8 months, like 7 or 8 months. And I was like, wow. And she classified a stall for her as being in the 10-pound bracket, you know, within the 10-pound bracket, you know, gaining 4, losing 3, that type of thing. So that was very supportive. That was very helpful. I think Miss Toy said the first year, and she can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she said the first year that she was on the GLP-1, she only lost 40 pounds, or somebody I was watching, I think it was her, who said that. And so that's, you know, again, you don't like to compare yourself, and, you know, I try to make it my business not to compare because I'm too busy working on me. But it within the community, you know, you hear what people say, and it offers a level of support and encouragement for what you're going, you know, what you're going through on your journey. You know, because I've been on this, like I said, I have 60 more days, and I will have been on this for a year, and I'm down 30 pounds, maybe. You know what I mean? This week I'm down 26 pounds or 25 point something because I gained 4 pounds last week. Was it 4 pounds? Yeah, I was up 4 pounds. So, but had I not had this community to really speak about, you know, what they're doing and the transparency and honesty about the journey, then it might have left me feeling highly discouraged rather than just discouraged and go eat a bag of chips. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's one of the things, I'm glad that I found the community, because that's one of the things that when I first was looking at weight loss journeys, a lot of people that I saw, they were showing the after effects, you know, like, this is what I did to lose all of this weight. And I'm saying, you know, as a person who is big, who has been trying for a long time, you know, well, I want to see the process, you know. I want to see what you did, the highs and the lows, the ups and the downs. I just don't want to see, oh, you know, I lost 50 pounds in 6 weeks. Now let me go back and show you or tell you what I did. So I didn't see a lot of that. Now that I'm on this side, I do see more of people's journeys, but in the beginning, I didn't see that. So I was just like, well, if I'm going to do this, I want to show my whole journey, because it's not easy. It's absolutely not easy. I do feel like people who have lost it and maybe not started, you know, videoing their journey from the beginning, still have a lot to say, because just like with Keto Granny, I found her, and I forgot, you know, how we connected, but one of the first things that I said when I found her was like, okay, I don't have any excuse. She she's in the same age bracket as I am, and she has lost 100 pounds. Are you kidding me? So, it's all very encouraging. Let's see what's in the chat, because I'm probably far up. Mia says, no problem. We don't know till we know, right? Then we can do better. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Mia, you're another one. You've gotten 150 pounds off of you. So I'm sure you can tell us the process, even if, you didn't show the whole journey, you can still give us some pointers, You're on the move. Enjoy your weekend. I have a great weekend. Auntie Mama. Yes, alternate day fasting is a great tool. Well, that was the issue when I first started out. The nutritionist, the dietitian, they're all against intermittent fasting on the GLP-1. I've heard in this community some other people talk about, doing intermittent fasting. On the GLP-1, you're supposed to eat 3 meals a day. Be intentional about the high levels of protein and fiber that you get in with those 3 meals. I have tried that, and I've been working on, that whole protein process. I was already doing low carbs because, keto for me was the old Atkins diet, So when you lower your carbs, you'll lose weight. But the fact of the matter is, you can't go back to eating a lot of carbs because you'll gain it. But they're against intermittent fasting. But then you have to do what works for your body. You absolutely have to. I cannot go 3, 4, 5 days without regulation. And I know people can say, well, you're not drinking enough water. You're not eating enough fiber. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. Well, what if I am? What if I spent 2 or 3 days doing all of that? Tracking my fiber, tracking my protein, tracking my carbs, tracking my calories, eating 3 meals a day. And my metabolism is low. I take a hormone pill for an underactive thyroid. If I don't take that pill, I am totally lethargic, okay? And I feel like, for the most part, I have a good level of energy for a big girl, but not according to the science of it, not according to the physicians. And I've been on that for at least 10 years. At least 10. So what might work for somebody with a regular metabolism might not work for me. Just because I up my protein, up my fiber, it still might not work. But we do know that when you fast, it's a reset for your body. When you go without food, your body gets a chance to reset and figure out what to do. And so that's what works for me. And that has always worked for me. Like on Sundays, on the spiritual side, before I would go to church and preach and all of that for years, I wouldn't eat. I drink some water, but I would not eat until after service, after I got home, or after the service was over. And I wouldn't eat until like 2:30, 3 o'clock. And that turns into, okay, excuse me, that turns into, okay, because I'm eating so late, when I eat, I need to be home or close to the restroom because I know what's going to happen. And so that's what has worked for me. So when I do that during the course of the week, like I said, cutting off my eating, 8 or 9 o'clock. Monday I cut it off at 8. Tuesday I cut it off at 9 because I had Bible study and I didn't really eat anything until after I came out of Bible study, and that was a half a cup of soup, of that potato soup. But still, that still worked because I didn't eat until the next day, until around 2 or 3 o'clock, and I was fine. Darium, hey, happy Saturday. The low carbies, I like that. Happy Saturday. Yeah, we're over here trying the Sola Bagels. Let's see. I finally got a pack of Sola Bagels because I missed my morning bagel. Yeah, a healthier option. I don't disagree. After I read all of the many ingredients in it, just because it's low carb, high fiber, high protein, it does not always mean that it's good for you. And for me, if I'm going to have to sacrifice a level of flavor, then it needs to be nutrition. It needs to have a good amount of nutrition to the 25th power. Because if it doesn't, then what's the point? What's the point? So, this has the 30 carbs, the 30 grams of fiber. I told y'all that, and the 15 grams of protein. But it's got a lot of stuff in it. And so it's not something that I want that often enough for me to sacrifice eating it. And that's what I say, you really gotta, for me, I really have to get into the habit of eating good food, just like old folks used to do. I know some people older than I am that are healthy, but they cook every day. When I say cook every day, old school cook. Cabbage for the vegetable, collard greens, rice, gravy, whatever. They will cook every day. And that's different from buying processed food. It's just way different. And even if the processed food is quote unquote better in terms of carbs, fiber, and all of that, it's still processed. It's still a manipulation. So I'm trying to eat better, be healthier. I'm really trying to cut my cravings out. My sweet and salty cravings. That is it's bad. I'm working on it, and I have good days, bad days, good weeks, and bad weeks. But like I said, on 12.5, my taste buds have really changed. I don't even desire food. Like I said before, I made broccoli, and you'll see that in my video Sunday. I made broccoli with chicken apple sausage. I couldn't even eat all of it. But that gives me a hidden justification for snacking. Because you didn't even eat all your food. You had a calorie deficit. You can have a chocolate covered pretzel. The 12.5 is not affecting my snack level, okay? It's not at all. So I need help in that area. Y'all pray for me. All right, let's see. L. Lewis says, I remember Harjurine mentioning she drinks 2 bottles of water first thing in the morning to help. The first day I tried it, I couldn't get to the bathroom fast enough. Yeah, if you drink that water, that's definitely an old school. If you drink, what do you call it, room temperature water first thing in the morning, that will help regulate too. So I have water by my bedside. Well, I finished that gallon because I bought those big gallons of water from the Dollar Tree. And so, just trying to get that water in. I'm pretty good with getting about 70 plus ounces, except on the weekends. Because like I said before, when I'm at work, I can get my water in. So I really have to be really, really, really intentional. But because my knees, I had that inflammation, I was intentional about drinking water so I can get that salt out my system. And it has helped. Yes, Auntie Mama, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Let's see. I saw Sola dinner rolls, but wasn't impressed with the macros. Yeah, so didn't try them. Yeah, like I said, I tried them before. The raisin ones taste better than the Everything Bagel ones, but I probably won't buy them again. I was like, nobody go in there for 30 to 45 minutes. Yes, yes, indeed. It's a listen. Darren, you have a new picture. Let me go see. Oh, okay. Yes. Yes, two at one time. That's good. I don't know that I could do that. You know, they had a water challenge out years ago. How many bottles of water could you drink at one time? Okay, yeah, nice picture. Okay, it looks great for grilled cheese. Yeah, now I do. I like a good grilled cheese. The best bread for me so far on the GLP-1 is the Pepperidge Farm thin sliced bread. They have it in the wheat, they have it in the raisin, but I like it because it's a little dense, but it's thin. And I think you can do about two slices for 20 carbs. I think it might be 10 carbs a slice, which isn't bad. And so that's the best bread for me. When like you said, if you want to have a good grilled cheese or BLT. In the beginning, I was using the mission wrap so much, I got tired of them. Harji, I need to do this because I do struggle with water, but I watched the doctor say that everything counts as water. I know people have different thoughts on that. Absolutely. I mentioned that um, about like the coffee, for example. You know, on my Fitness Pal, you can't, you put water in as water unless you're gonna put the coffee in as water too. But the nurse practitioner and the dietitian, they say, everything counts as water, but I don't know how you track that. Because I did that the other day and I felt like a little like this, it's liquid, but it's not water. Corners, how are you? Queen, how are you doing? Y'all don't forget to put all day. I mean, listen to me, all day. I'm thinking about Candy K. Don't forget to put get low. Get low, one word, in if you want to connect with any of these channels. Okay. JC said, now I want. Yeah, see, that's a good meal on a day like today. It's 47 degrees here, so that's a good meal. A grilled cheese with tomato soup. Yes, Marjorie says, drink a bottle when you first get up. Yes, I try to keep water. Lorna looks out for me. She keeps water upstairs for me by my mini refrigerator. You probably could fit like maybe 3 bottles in here. And the rest I put on the outside of it. You can make all your breads. The taste and texture of keto bread is different. Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely do that. And it's an acquired taste when you begin to, the different textures and stuff, because keto uses a lot of gluten free, but I'm not gluten free. So I'm just trying to find a balance with that. Does gluten free mean less calories? Because some people just, can't, they have to have gluten free products, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're on a diet. Keto Granny said, best to make your own bread. Yeah. Carter said it's a probiotic. It's delicious. Oh yeah, the Olipop. Yeah, we're gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. Oh, he said you're kind and generous with your compliments. Let's see, Calamity. It says we make bread occasionally. The process of kneading. It's a difference in the glycemic impact. Yeah, and you make your own pasta. Like you just can't go wrong with that. Did y'all see her over there whipping up pasta? Listen, I need that energy for real. You like the crisp apple, the root beer, the cola root beer, Mountain Rush. Okay, the high sugar. Is everybody okay with like stevia equal? Because I use a lot of that. And I also use the skinny syrups. My daughter introduced me. And Darium says, Mia is the queen of drinks. She knows every fiber, protein, electrolyte, flavor. Yes, yes. And rightfully so with the 150-pound weight loss. Rightfully so. Yeah, I try to track. Thank you, JC. I try to track every day, like I said, whether it's good or bad. Like one day I went way over on the calories, but I just try to track it to so that I'll know. Because you may not always feel the progress. I'm a visual, visual learner, all of that. So you may not always feel the progression. And especially, like I said, if you're out here and somebody is losing more or less, we talked about that, trying not to compare. But again, if you see your own progress, then it helps. It absolutely helps. Because, like Alonda, like I said, she said she's been in the stall for 8 months. That's a long time. I don't know if I have the patience. But I mean, I'm in it now. Again, I thought I was going to be here. I'm going to get on this medication for a year, get off. I'm going to get in and out. I'm not going to be dependent on this. I'm going to lose my weight, my 100 pounds. I'm going to get in the twos. And after a year, I'm done. Not even. And I don't care what anybody says. Your body has a mind of its own. It has a mind of its own. It will fight you. Like, sis, look, we've been carrying this weight for a minute, okay? We're good. No, we're not. You love your products? Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I track. Thank you. Darium says, please don't let the voices of the strangers of the internet be louder than your own intentional voice. Support is great until it's not. So true. That's so true. So that is so true. I talked about that on another my other channel. Like, it's like reading your horoscope. If it's good, you all in. But if it's bad, you like, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Like, no. Damn, you're up early cooking a full breakfast. Nothing wrong with that. You can't go listen. Grits with some eggs and cheese. In this community, please don't let only be a part of your language. Every bit of progress, even a few setbacks, are the part of the journey. Yes. Thank you. Yes. And that's so important. That is so important. That's why, I like the different journeys of different people. So that's very important. Cardi says exactly. I feel you. I feel you. Traveling tea. Lisa, you fine. Keto Granny. Mama Ray's friend. Got you. Yes. Thank you, Lisa. And Lisa, you're on Zepbound. How you doing on that? I gotta go over there and see. I gotta go see what's going on. Because you know, I see you sometimes with your mom and the kids. A busy lady. A very busy lady. I'm gonna get on off of here, y'all. Yeah, if y'all don't know Lisa, if y'all don't know Carter Z, go check her out. Wonderful caregiver on a weight loss journey. Had her children in their late 40s. JC, like us, met her husband online. So if whatever you're looking for, you can find something over there from Lisa. She is truly authentic and lives outside of the box of what everybody would think or expect. And that's what I love. You know that. Yes, metabolism is important. And I've been like dealing with that for a minute. That low metabolism. Okay, Mia, give me some tips before I get out of here. You said we can improve our metabolism too. It's not quick, but it can improve for you. You mean as you lose weight, it can improve? Because I'm telling you, that's a biggie for me. A biggie. If I don't take that hormone pill, like maybe 2 days later, I'm like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong? You know, but I did get I conceded to, you know, when you think of the pill box, you think of an older person. But it was suggested that I get the pill box by the professionals. So I did. But I just got the little round one. So it's not too obvious. So that I can see, you know, making sure that I'm taking my pills every day, because sometimes I might skip it. Yes, you said I agree, Kim. Adriana, I'm not sure if it's okay or not, but I do. Okay, I'm not sure. You know, when you're so far up in the chat, sometimes you miss stuff. Okay, you enjoy the Sola blueberry bagels. Yeah, see, I had the raisin ones, and those were good, but you know that satisfies that sweet tooth. So yeah, these are the Everything Bagels. They're a little, you know, on the savory side. Let's see. Dr. Jason Fung is the advocate for fasting. These books and videos of him. There are books of videos. There's books of, yes. I'm an advocate of fasting too. I went to see, what was his name? Dr. Bobby. And it was another guy. It was two of them together that we went to see. And I can't remember. But Stefan. We went to see Stefan Speaks and Dr. Bobby Price, maybe. I'm not so good with names, but yeah, he's young. Both of them are. But they were great speakers, and they both talked about, you know, the fasting, the spirituality. You know, he was like, you know, if you really want to lose weight, you need to do a lot of fasting. You know, that helps reset the body. So I'm all for that. Let's see. Keto Granny says, just wondering, because if you're having a problem with eating on the GLP-1, it seems that fasting intentionally for long periods will be harmful because of more potential muscle loss. Yes, I get that, but this is the thing. I'm having trouble eating. Yes. So what I eat, my body holds on to. One, because the digestion system is slow, and two, because I'm not eating, so the body has decided I'm going to hold on to it. And remember, we're entering into the fall-winter season where we're not animals, but like technically you would be storing up food, you know, back in the caveman time. You would be storing up your fat for energy. So the intermittent fasting helps to regulate me. In addition to the probiotics, the fiber, the stool softener, all of that. The fasting helps to regulate because your body is on a system and a cycle. So when you deny it food, it's going to reset. And so when it resets, the first thing when you eat, you're going to go. That's why technically, if life were perfect, we should really be going to the restroom within 30 minutes to an hour of our meals. Okay, that's just my take and my frame of reference from reading. Okay, but that has stopped happening for many people a long time ago. Some people are still regulated like that. If they eat, they're going to go to the restroom. But many of us, we say it's good if we have a BM within a day or 2 days, maximum 3, okay? But within a day or 2 days of everything you've eaten for that time, it's supposed to be good if you have a bowel movement. So it's kind of a chance, I'm not sure if I'm answering your question thoroughly, but it's kind of a chance that I have to take in terms of getting my body regulated, because taking in the fiber, taking in the protein, taking in the extracts. Like a couple weeks ago, when I had, and this was in my last video, I think, I had a BM on that Sunday. Sorry, y'all, it's graphic. Didn't go Monday, didn't go Tuesday. Wednesday, I took 1 X-Lax, generic, whatever it is. Nothing. That was Wednesday. Thursday, I took 2. Nothing. Friday, I took 4. Okay? And Friday, there we have it. That's my experience of the level of constipation. And of course, I'm not eating as much because by now, all week long, I am, full, thick, lethargic, moving slowly because I'm carrying several pounds. Okay? Let's be nice and say 4. I'm carrying all of that food that I've eaten all week. And so in order for me to reset my body, that's why I said this week, okay, we're not doing that. I'm going to reset my body. I'm going to do intermittent fasting because I know that works. So it's a chance I take in terms of the fat, losing the fat over losing the muscle over the fat, as opposed to being constipated. When I first started thinking about this journey and reading about it, there were women, a man, and this is going to sound kind of bad, but a man, his wife, she died on the GLP-1. There were other people who had to have gastric surgeries, intestinal surgeries, because the food was literally, for lack of a better word, rotting in their belly because there is not moving. You know what I'm saying? So, I have to be intentional about making sure that this food moves, period. And it's not even based on the amount of food you eat. Because somebody might say, well, you're eating too much food on the GLP. No, it's not based on that. Because again, the professionals are telling you eat breakfast, eat lunch, eat dinner, and choose a high fiber, high protein snack. Well, if you do that for 2 or 3 days and you still haven't gone to the restroom, what do you do? So you have to do what works for you. I have to do what works for me. I hope that answers your question. Let's see. I shared this conversation with Kim J. I chose certain channels that I could truly relate to. Those that are honest, full of motivation, positive energy, and genuine support. Absolutely. Absolutely. But we have to always remember that, for me, of course, I am not a professional. I am on this journey. I am learning. I am processing information and processing my own weight loss journey. I'm processing my habits. I'm processing my triggers, And so I'm not a professional in any way, shape, or form, okay? So I'm just trying to gather as much information as I can alongside with what is working for me, because I used to be able to drop weight when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, after having my first daughter, and getting over the fact of how much weight I gained, got on the floor, started exercising, got down to like a 15, 16, whatever it was, from a 24, and then boom, got pregnant again, had another baby. So it's like, but now I'm older, and so I'm just trying to see what's working for me and do the best that I can do on this journey. That's all I'm trying to do. But I don't, nobody likes to be constipated, but that's one of the most horrible side effects of this medication for me. Some people don't have it, but for me it is. Let's see. I do believe that there's a level of hypoglycemia that can happen during a fast. Okay. I know that I don't do it on a day after the shot day. Okay. See, my diabetes is, we fought about that, the doctors and I. We pre-diabetic. If you go up to 6.5, boom, you're diabetic. Without saying, okay, come back next month, next week. Let's see if you're still at 6.5. Maybe it was something you ate today or blah, blah, blah. Because I was pre-diabetic for so long. So when I finally hit 6.5, it's like, oh, okay, you're diabetic. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to let you call me diabetic so I can get this medication. And, within the first, few weeks or months to the time that I went back, because I was going back every 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, my A1C was already back down to 5.1 or 5.4 or something like that. So I was like, it's okay, it's fine. Damn, sis, I love that, Lewis. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Peter Green said, I'm asking and learning for myself, what tools do people use along with the GLP-1s? Yes, absolutely. It is important. Yeah, and I think the biggest tool, yes, my cravings for sugar went away after I cut it out. I used to be a candy and sweets addict. Now I only let myself have it during my period. Yeah, like, believe it or not, my cravings have changed, because there were some sugary foods, especially in the chocolate area, that I never thought that I would not be able to not stop eating. So now if I've tried to go back to it, it doesn't have the same flavor, or it's super, super sweet. So I have gotten better. It may not sound like it, but I definitely have. I have gotten better. Who's the other? It's just a process. What tools do people use in addition to GLP-1? What I have discovered is that when I first went to see a nutritionist, my leg was falling asleep. When I first went to see a nutritionist, like before this, years ago, she was telling me how I could lose about 2 pounds a week eating, starting with fiber, most of the same things we know and do on the GLP-1, cutting off how much, when you eat, cutting that time frame off, because it's a form of intermittent fasting. If you stop eating after your dinner meal at 5, 6, or 7, and you don't eat again until the next morning at that 5, 6, or 7 hour, that's a minimum of 12 hours that you have given your body a time to reset. So it's still a form of a type of fast, and that's probably the minimum, in my humble opinion, that we need. I need a little bit more than 12 hours. But she was telling me how to lose weight, nutritionally. So what I'm finding on this GLP-1 is it's taking a long time to begin to eat nutritionally. But in the meantime, the medication is helping by slowing down the amount that you can eat by leaving the food in your stomach longer. Okay? Because the average person is, on average, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, you're losing between 0.5 and 2.5 pounds per week on average. And so what I'm saying is you could really do that without the GLP-1 if I were disciplined. I won't say you, I'll say I. I could really do that without, like keto granny, you have already lost that weight without the GLP-1. So you could lose a half a pound to 2.5 pounds a week without the GLP-1. So it's not a miracle medication. It is a medication that is forcing you to be more responsible of how you eat. Not even what you eat, because you got to be responsible for what you eat. It's forcing me to be more responsible about how I eat, because I can't eat the same amounts that I ate. And it has that appetite suppressing component from my understanding. So I don't want to eat as much. Okay? But I'm still responsible for how I choose to eat. And I mean, the difference is clear. That's why I was so intrigued with Jo from the UK. Because she lost about 80 pounds in 5 months, as opposed to 30 or 40 pounds in a year. Because the choices of food are different. And theirs is more, their studies are more clinical than our studies, which are more observational. You know, like what did you eat? What didn't you eat? You know what I'm saying? Like theirs is more clinical. This is what you have to eat. This is what you should eat. If you want to continue to get this medication, we expect this, this, and this. That was my understanding from Jo from the UK. And then, like I said, having access to the sugary foods, her lack of access that we still have access to. So, but we could really, in an ideal world, this could really be done without GLP, but it's a great tool. Don't get me wrong. It's a great tool and it's helping me. Let's see. I had to find substitutes. I found these low carb protein and fiber filled fudge bars. Yes. 60 calories. They hit the spot. Y'all know I love my Quest bars. I love my Quest bars, and I was glad they were not on the list for levels of lead. I was told I would have to stop fasting if I use GLP-1. So I was interested in how fasting works. Yes, absolutely, Queen. Help me remember my question. Yes, absolutely. And that's what I was told too. No, don't fast. Eat. And it makes sense. It does make sense to eat because you're fueling your body. You're fueling your body, and so it makes sense to eat. But you know, you got to know your body, and you have to understand how it works. And I just feel like I had to reset my body, and intermittent fasting does that. It helps to reset. So where I'll drink this for breakfast and maybe at 10 o'clock have an orange as opposed to eating, like a whole high protein type breakfast, I'm going to have to up my protein at lunch, which would be later on in the afternoon. It's just trying to figure it all out. It really is. But I would like to be in the 2s by the end of the year. By the time I hit my January, my 60 days, I would like to be in the 2s. Okay? Short of starving myself. That's 20 pounds, 24 that I need to lose. Well, when I get on the scale tomorrow. And that's 10 pounds a month for 2 months. And that's on the high end. That's 2.5 pounds a week for all of November and all of
December. 2.5 pounds a week. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Because with that being said, that would mean that I would have lost um, a minimum of 50 pounds in a year on the GLP-1. That's just my goal, my personal goal. We'll see what happens. Y'all, I appreciate y'all hanging out so much. Let's see. I've learned a lot from my setbacks. The more we share them with others, absolutely, it helps us all progress further. Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, Keto Granny, no cap, as the kids say. I love your channel because you show your before and after pictures, but your maintenance, like how long, I interviewed you in the very beginning. I need to do another one because how long have you been with that 100 pounds off in maintenance with no GLP-1 medication? That's the goal right there. Okay? Because some people are looking to be on this medication for life. Like, as long as it's around and there's no side effects, I'm good. But you are in maintenance of the loss of 100 plus pounds. And I think at one time, and I could be wrong, you said you had been off for about 2 years. Like, you need to be pushing that maintenance. And you don't use GLP-1. So how are you keeping that weight off? Because that's the big fear. Okay, I'm taking it, but once I get off of it, will I gain the weight back? Then that means that we haven't learned the maintenance of it, and we really haven't changed our eating habits. That's what I'm talking about. That's my goal. I need to be able to change my mind when it comes to how I eat, or else I will be stuck on the medication. And I think that's phenomenal that you have done that, especially at our age. Okay, for real. The maintenance of it. Teach us about the maintenance of keeping off over 100 pounds without a GLP-1. Mary, good morning. How are you? Oh, beautiful sunny Florida. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, Dr. Bobby Price. Exactly. Yeah, I went to see him at Stefan Speaks. Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah, I love Doc. I loved him. He said he's, cute, both of them, cute little young men. And just really had a lot of discipline and everything. But they talk a lot about fasting. This has been such a great discussion. I believe community is not to make everyone's journey look the same. Yes, it's to remind each other that there is more than one way. We should be here to walk with you. Yes. You know what, Darren? You know what? Yes, indeed. You need a Darian Speaks, like Stefan Speaks. Hey, Candy K, how are you? Candy K all day. Don't forget to drop Get Low in there in the chat if you want to share your channel. Yes, for sure. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And we're definitely never too old to learn. Candy K says, Darian, this is so true. There is more than one way absolutely to do this journey. Absolutely. Let's see. Ms. Nikki, just to be clear, I didn't cut out the added sugar in products because, woo, baby, it's in everything. I cut out the candles and sweets, the candies, I'm sorry, and sweets I was used to giving into, as well as using white sugar. Yeah, that's a biggie. I try to make different choices. Like I said, I try to make I call myself making a better choice with the pork skins than with the potato chips. But it was pork skins, and I don't readily eat pork. So that's why I had that salt intake and inflammation in my knees. I try
to be a little bit more intentional about what I eat as far as my snacking is concerned. Like I said, I got the Honey Nut Cheerios. It's that crunch. I'm getting better though. I really am. When I look back, you know what they say. May not be what I want to be, but I'm not what I used to be. Absolutely. Absolutely. Saying good morning. I'm going to get out y'all way. I'm going to move right along. Okay. Yes, that's all true, Kim. Gastroferosis, something like that. Okay, let's see. Kenny K said, here are your BMs this week, now that 20 minutes of movement exercise. How are your BMs? Oh. Like I said, I did intermittent fasting Monday, Tuesday, and I think Wednesday. I know I did Monday and Tuesday. I think I did Wednesday. I have to go back and check. It'll be in my video tomorrow. But I know I didn't do it Thursday, and I know I didn't do it Friday because I didn't go to work Thursday and Friday. And so I had a BM Tuesday and Wednesday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's it. That's it. So now I'm like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The only thing that I know to do for me, short of taking that magnesium citrate liquid, old school, and having the severe stomach cramps, is the intermittent fasting, and of course water, drinking lots and lots of water, and so yeah. Something's got to happen today or tomorrow because I'm Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I actually, y'all, believe it or not, I put it in my phone to track so I could tell you that. I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, I have to because I'm like, I'm so mindful of it. So let's see. So Sunday, y'all forgive me, I'm visual. I tend to overshare. You probably can't even see it. Y'all see that? BM Munjaro, Sunday. It's in gray. Don't laugh. Tuesday. That was the 28th. Wednesday. Some intermittent fasting days. Nothing Thursday, nothing Friday, nothing Saturday. So I will definitely be intermittent fasting tomorrow because it's Sunday and that's my normal day. But I definitely won't eat anything. So hopefully we'll come through tomorrow. And I have to weigh myself tomorrow. And that's what I don't like. Because I know if my weight is up, I know why. Period, point blank. Guys, it's a learning process every day, no matter what journey you're on. Absolutely. Absolutely. But those non-scale victories do help. Soluble and insoluble fibers are better choices daily along with the magnesium because our bodies can eventually rely on a stimulant laxative to go, yes, that's true. That's one of my concerns, which is why I take the probiotic because I believe that when you take those stimulants, it just takes everything out of you, out of your gut, So you need the probiotic and the prebiotic to put that bacteria back in your gut. I agree with that. Yeah, as a last resort, absolutely. But I take, like I said, I take a fiber and a laxative every day. It's still not working this week. I'm just saying what the doctor told me because I was used to the stool softness and X-Lax go to. Yes, that's Okay, so you've already been where I am right now. Already, absolutely. But what do you do? What do you do when your metabolism is not like it should be or like you want it to be? You know, you eat smaller portions. I'm not eating as much on 12.5. And so, you know, if I eat some chocolate covered pretzels, I'm still under calories. I might be a couple carbs over. I'm still under calories, but and I might even be under protein. But that would mean that I would lose muscle and not fat. But I'm not losing if I'm constipated. It's just not gonna happen. I love talking to y'all. I love this discourse, this dialogue. I love it all. I love it all. So I'm trying to see. Yeah. Chocolate covered pretzels. I had those yesterday, those Hershey chocolate covered pretzels. That was my snack. Hold on. I'm going to put this in my video. I'm going to put it all in my video in detail. I used 1,740 calories, and I'm not a calorie counter. I used that yesterday. And my snacks were 375 of that. So 400. So I really ate 1,300 calories yesterday. You know, the snacks, the snacking. My protein was at 65. My carbs was at 190. So yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna get on out the way. I am thoroughly enjoyed hanging out with y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Let's see. Low Carb Queen. Catch you later tonight for our fitness class. Yes, every day, 20 minutes. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's definitely a journey. No matter how tired you are, you still show up. Sometimes show. Listen, I was doing the Cupid Shuffle last night. I looked at the video of how to do it. I'm sure I remember the dances here. I did the Cupid Shuffle. I'm going to try to be a little earlier tonight, like, 10-ish. Because that was late, but I didn't want to not do it. When I try to go back to my old favorites, yes, they are too sweet. And some things are too salty. Too salty. I have been maintaining, yes, that is gold in the words of Candy Cat. You have been maintaining for 3 years. 3 year, okay? The teacher in me is saying, look, you need to do a bunch of videos on how to maintain without a GLP-1. How to maintain. That's gold. Okay? You have been you have maintained for 3 years 100 pounds off. Somebody needs to hear from you. Indeed. Tags. Hashtag maintain 100-pound weight loss. All of that. Candy K, okay, has a B. Girls got to do what a girl's got to do, okay? Listen, I'm not trying to have to go to the hospital for constipation. You want to be at or below 200s, yeah. But the fact still remains, I get it. I'm trying to get there. Deal of the day on Target today, only 25% off Flavor City smoothie bags and packets. Okay. On Target. Oh, okay. At Target. Let's see. I learned from my gastro doctor that constantly used to like this. What? Black spots internally? Oh, girl. I gotta sit down, Nikki. No.
Mm-mm-mm. Lord Jesus. Okay, Keto Granny, my goal is $199 by January. I know you'll do it. Thank you. Thank you. Are you going live, Keto Granny? You going live today? You usually go live at like 12, right? Well, it's 12 Eastern Standard Time. All right, Mia says she's going to check Target. Miss Nikki, I'm sorry. Miss Nikki says that. I appreciate y'all so much. Go check out Keto Granny. I think she's going live today later on. Hit the notification bell for her. If you have not thumbs up this live before you leave, please do that. I appreciate each and every one of y'all so much. Learning, figuring all this out. It's great. Y'all enjoy your weekend. And I am out the door, okay? Low carb journey, low carb life with the low carb queen. And remember, every day is a new beginning. Bye-bye. All right, we out.